Brock Boeser won't play tonight in that game, and the team's not commenting and his representatives aren't commenting, but from what we understand, Boeser's representatives have been given permission to talk to other teams about a potential move. Now, Boeser has been struggling. Obviously, he's got to play better, but I think there's coming to a realization here that maybe it's time to explore this. So I don't know where it's going to go, but I do think Boeser's representatives have permission to talk to other teams, although at this point in time, the team and the agents have not confirmed.
For JT Miller, Susie into the slot. Miller, near side, Boeser scores! Brock Boeser, 2:55 into the game. Lindholm's in front, Miller, Lindholm, across, Boeser scores! Yossi around, waiting is Hughes. Nice move to get away from Nyquist. Here's Pettersson. Miller shoots, tipped on goal, rebound, Boeser scores! A hat trick, Brock Boeser! And the Canucks have tied the game with 6.2 seconds remaining in regulation.
The Canucks just beat the Predators in 6 games in the first round of the playoffs. And the turning point of that series was Game 4 without a doubt, where the Canucks were down 3-1 with just under 3 minutes to go, and tied it with less than 10 seconds left in the third. And it came on the back of Brock Boeser's first career playoff hat trick. And if you've been following Boeser and the Canucks since before this year, you know that this had a very high chance of never happening. Before I dive further into this video, I do hope you choose to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video, as less than 1% of you are currently subscribed. And I'd love if you help change that. Okay, back to the video. It's hard to believe, but Boeser is now the longest tenured Canuck on the roster. It honestly feels like yesterday when he was a 20-year-old rookie leading this team in goals and points. He, along with a young Bo Horvat, were the only bright spots remaining on an otherwise aging roster. Everything he touched in that rookie season seemingly turned to gold.
Here's a lead pass, Brock Boeser's in, he shoots, he scores!
Or the attempt by Mata ends up with Boeser scores! In by Tannen, back into the corner, backhand feed on the front bench, Saturday scores, and it's Boeser again! Calls back, looking for help, Boeser shoots, scores! A hat trick for Boeser!
It's his check, here's a turnover, Boeser shoots, he scores! Away, here's Brock Boeser moving in, he shoots, he scores! Come the Canucks, Boeser with a chance, shoots, scores! Zedler, Boeser, one-timer, scores! What a rocket! Brock Boeser. Down Horvat picks up the puck. Here's Boeser. Drag move. Wrist shot. Scores! Brock Boeser. Control Daniel. Boeser shoots. Scores! As well. Boeser's wide open. Gets the puck. Scores!
The guy was an absolute machine coming into the league, sniping goalies from every angle on a nightly basis. He was consistently able to leverage his above-average skating, his excellent hockey IQ, and his elite wrister to light the league on fire despite just being a rookie. But unfortunately for Boeser and the Canucks, we would never see this version of him ever again after his rookie season.
Brock Boeser backing in, and you can see Jake Virtanen's going off and
on the tailbone.
right on the tailbone in the edge of the door.
Yikes. Oh, man.
Can really shoot it. He comes in, tries to wrist it right through and catches him right.
Oh.
Boeser got hurt on that play, I think. He went down.
Boeser is slow to get.
Boeser would unfortunately go through multiple major injuries throughout his career. All of a sudden, his skating went from being above average to being considerably below average. His lethal wrister seemed like it would take forever to load up and release. He just seemed to take one step back every year, and that showed in his stats year after year as well. His points per game and his goals per game slowly trended down year after year. He was still a productive member of the team, but nowhere near the caliber of player he seemed capable of becoming after his rookie year, and also not one that was worth nearly $7 million a year. And to add fuel to the fire, he would also go through severe hardship on a personal level with the passing of his father, Duke. All of this seemed to come to a boiling point during the 2022-23 season, where Boeser was constantly in trade talks, and it seemed mutual. It seemed like a new beginning might be best for both Boeser and the Canucks. But luckily for both parties, Boeser was never moved at the deadline or in the offseason. And my goodness, did he ever bounce back in a big way this year. Remember this graph where everything looked like it was trending downhill for Boeser? Well, this is how he did this season. Boeser not only set a career high for points, but for goals too. So what actually changed that has allowed Boeser to resurge the way he has? At the core of it, Boeser has completely changed how he views his role as a scorer on this team. He's no longer that guy who's sniping from 30-40 feet out like he was in his rookie year. Instead, he's molded himself to become an extremely effective presence around the net. And this is clear when you look at his shot map this season versus his rookie season. His average shot distance in his rookie year was about 34 feet, while this season, it was almost 25% closer at around 27 feet. You can see that visually on the shot map as well, as there's significantly more density near the net in comparison to his rookie year. And that's also led to a much higher proportion of shots generating rebounds and much fewer shots being frozen by the goalies as well. And that makes sense logically. The further out you shoot from, the higher the chances that the goalie is able to see the puck and freeze it, while shots from in close can often be much harder to control. You can see Boeser's change in play style by his deployment on the power play. In his rookie season, he played almost exclusively around the left face-off circle to leverage his one-timer and his shot in general. And it was a pretty successful strategy, as his release was amongst the best in the league that year. But to contrast that with this year's power play, Boeser is almost always either the player in front of the net or in the bumper spot. And he is excellent at playing either of these positions on the power play because his positioning is always perfect to create lanes for passes and deflections. He reminds me a lot of guys like Zach Hyman or Chris Kreider, who are excellent in front and around the net. And this is a big difference to the type of player he was earlier in his career. Like both of those guys, he has the ideal combination of high hockey IQ, size, and strength to be elite around the front of the net. Take this play, for example, where Boeser is playing the bumper spot on the power play. While Hughes controls the puck on the right half boards, Boeser is able to create a passing lane for himself, which causes Brian Rust to cheat to cover him. This allows Hughes and Pettersson to whip the puck around to a wide-open JT Miller. And once again, Boeser is in perfect position to create multiple offensive options for Miller. Miller has the option to either pass to Pettersson for a potential one-timer, or to take a clean shot from his favorite spot as we covered in another video, or to use Boeser as a redirection option. That's 3 high-danger options that are almost impossible to guard all at once for the opposing team. Miller does end up going with the shot pass play where Boeser makes no mistake. These two absolutely love this play, and they're so good at it as well. It's the same play they used to tie the game up against the Preds in Game 4, too.
See around, waiting is Hughes. Nice move to get away from Nyquist. Here's Pettersson. Miller shoots, tipped on goal, rebound. Boeser scores a hat trick. Brock Boeser.
The chemistry between these two has been amazing to watch grow as well. And it's a big part of why Boeser has become crucial to this team's success again. If you look at the underlying stats for when Boeser and Miller play together versus when they don't, it's a pretty drastic difference. When Miller and Boeser are on the ice together, they are dominant across the board. Their possession metrics, shooting metrics, scoring chance metrics, and even expected goal metrics are elite. Versus when they're not on the ice together, you can see how both of their metrics dip quite significantly. The last group is for when neither Boeser or Miller are on the ice, and it really helps visualize how effective and important those two are to this team. So it's no surprise that both of them had the best years of their entire careers while playing together this year. And Boeser's resurgence in particular has been one of the key reasons why the Canucks have surpassed all expectations this season. And they'll continue to need that production from him going into the second round against the Oilers. If you enjoyed this video, you might like these ones on the screen as well. Thanks for watching.